7:30 your time. So that's I think he changed it. He changed it.
Let me double check.
Because
hey everybody, guess what? We're live.
Because Andrew couldn't be there.
He
changed it because of Andrew.
Oh,
not
the
me.
other Andrew. The other Andrew.
Well, maybe he should boot Andrew and get me. Oh.
Oh man.
Welcome everybody.
Whoa, that's never happened before.
It's Monday night. Welcome to MC.
Dave, you're frozen.
This is the most random 45 seconds of the show.
Am I frozen?
You're frozen and you're cracking, or you're breaking up. And cracking up.
Oh, he's gone. We heard him for a second, but he's gone, which means we're about to get booted.
Yeah, a little laggy, Dave.
His yellow line was...
His internet's going in and out.
That's weird. It's the feds. The feds got him.
I'm here. I'm still here.
There he is.
I can hear you just fine.
We can't hear you. You're
all right, Debbie, you do the intro.
Welcome to MCU Monday.
I don't know why. I've never been like.
That's what's weird.
It's very.
Is your wife playing Fortnite?
There you go.
With Andrew's mom.
Yeah, the collab. You know. She opened up a portal.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So, anyways, welcome to MCU Monday. Tonight we're talking about episode 7, Jessica Jones. Are you with us, Dave?
Perverts.
Yeah, Top Shelf Perverts, which I thought was a very odd name.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm just trying to...
Okay. Now we can hear you.
Fix it.
It's like we hear him for a second and then he cuts out.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Weird.
Can you hear? I can hear y'all just fine. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Now we can. Yeah, we can hear you for like a little bit and then kind of cut in and out.
David is not with us.
Hang on.
Hey, Spooky. Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh man, now we have to do the host stuff. Golly.
Did we have any MCU news?
How about now?
Small stuff. We can hear.
We can hear you. Can't see you.
Because I turned my video off.
Yeah. All right.
And we lost you. And you're going in and out. Hi, Joe Smo.
Hey.
I cannot highlight the chat because I'm not in control.
We did have some small news. The Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier. Is it Schreier?
I think so.
He will officially direct the X-Men reboot film, and I do officially because
it's a show all air quotes.
Yes. It was like I think there was something where like it was announced and then like taken down or something like that, and then what it was is like when Marvel announces it, there was something weird behind it.
Did somebody leak it too quickly?
I think so, something like that.
Somebody got fired.
Right. It was David. They've caught up to him. But it's great because I think it's a good pick because he handled a group of characters so well in Thunderbolts that the X-Men and their backstories and everything, he'll be able to handle that really well if he's picked.
How am I doing now? Am I back?
Your voice is behind.
I'm lagging. My voice is lagging behind. But
it's like a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
And that's what I said about that. Hang on. I'm gonna try one.
Somehow David returned.
I've got my video caught up. If I can get my voice caught up, I'll be all right.
I just won't look at you because that throws me off.
I was gonna say it looks pretty close to
Am I back to
Yeah,
being
I think you're
normal
back.
at this point?
You look normal to me.
Debbie
Your picture
says
looks
no.
a lot better. You're not frozen.
Well, this is true.
Imagine-
Okay,
I
how
look
about
good
now?
Now.
No, nothing.
Now.
It's like we'll see like you.
It's like
mouth
we
the
hear
words.
it, then we see your mouth.
Yeah.
Very
Wait.
Godzilla-like.
Where's the band? Because there's no way you're making all that magic with just your mouths. Office quote for you there.
I've never watched that.
Ah, it's hilarious. You gotta.
Well, Spooky, that's what we're here for. Your entertainment.
Exactly.
I don't know
We're
what's
not,
going
we're
on.
not here to give you.
I've never had. I mean, way back at the first, I've never, other than way back at the very when we first started MCU Mondays, I'd never had any issues. But
Like me, this is throwback.
Yeah. Andrew used to be the
I used to be this.
weird one, frozen, pixelated, mostly pixelated. I can
you
see your
hear me?
hand move. Quit it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good.
And your hand's moving.
and your eyes are
Nice.
moving, turkey.
All right, you're back.
Am I caught up yet,
I
or am
think-
I
I
still?
think-
Because I look fine on my end.
You look
Yeah,
fine to me
you're
now.
caught up now.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
Well,
Lord.
After some technical difficulties, yes.
Imagine if we put these episodes on Spotify and people are listening to the first 6.5 minutes of just oh, he's here, oh, he's back,
He's here. He's gone.
somehow
He's
David
here.
returned.
He's
Oh wait,
gone.
he's gone.
Yes, this is hilarious. Completely hilarious.
We always try to have a fun time one way or another.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What good is it if it's not fun?
Not
Anyway.
always as we planned, but that's okay.
We are
It's
here.
Monday.
It's MCU Mondays. We're here on Feast of Fandoms. We're talking about Jessica Jones. I am your host, David, after 6.5 minutes of technical difficulties.
You know, you could say
With
we
me as
experienced
always
some
are my
STDs. So
with me as
streaming
always are
technical
my co-hosts, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
I'm back on top.
Ah, darn.
Back
Well,
on
you
top.
know
Back where I belong.
what?
Revenge today.
And Andrew, how are you, sir?
I'm here. Doing good.
So, so the title, I'm assuming that you're meaning Top Shelf Perverts, aka Top Shelf Perverts. That's actually the title of the episode of Jessica Jones that we're looking at. So, I had nothing to do with it. If I did, I would have been all over it. I would have been like, "Oh, that was all me every day, all day." But
Yeah, because I seen that, I was like, "Is this gonna pass YouTube?"
Hey,
So
we're
I
not
made
monetized,
sure when I
so-
changed the title, I was like, "Okay, we got to word this to where they know it's the title of the episode."
Oh man.
well, I'm yeah.
We're
We'll talk about
not.
Yeah, when I did my promotional post, one of my friends, Spencer, commented. He was like, "You're a top shelf what?"
Well,
And I was like, "Who
Debbie
told
and
you
I
that?"
are the only ones on the top shelf right now. Andrew's down low, so
That's right. I'm good. I'm actually questioning
Andrew's-
these.
Andrew's safe.
Is.
So,
Yeah.
Well, I am a psychopath, so
Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't seen Chewie in a while.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Here comes
Do 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 do. Dun dun dun.
Debbie's looking for her now.
I do not know where she was in the
She's-
hallway.
Right. You don't know where she is.
She's
Right.
here somewhere. You're gonna
That's
need a
right.
bigger boat.
I watched
We just-
that yesterday.
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
see
watch
Debbie look down like this, and they go,
I watched it just a few days ago, actually, just
Same
because
here.
I was like, oh, so good, such a good movie.
Oh,
Well,
if I
I learned
only
this-
have my cigarette hanging out my mouth. I don't smoke in the house, so just imagine me with a cigarette hanging out my mouth.
I learned this fact just recently about Jaws that and this is kind of one of those like the more you know situations, but a a lot of the townspeople that they use as extras were people that lived in the town that they filmed in. They put up like casting calls and told people we'll pay you $40 a day. Just come sit on the beach, get in the water.
Yeah,
Have a good time.
Martha's Vineyard was not too pleased with them filming there.
Mhm.
I get over it.
Now they are because of all the money they make off of tourists, I'm sure.
Oh, shit.
All right, let's talk about Jessica Jones since we're here. Yes. Oh, by the way, going back to when I was messing up, yes, I think that's an amazing choice for an X-Men reboot. I can't wait to
Mhm.
see what they start. I'm, if anything, I'm anxious to see casting and character list because I hate when they do, and especially with a big group like the X-Men. It to me, the X-Men was always like, you're fighting against depression, and you're fighting. We're different from everybody else, and allegory for racism in the '60s and all this other stuff. And I get all that, but as you move through the comic books, they keep adding characters, and it was like all of a sudden everybody's a mutant, and it's like, well, they're not minorities anymore, and it's you just me personally, I'm like it's too big. It got so big that it was like you don't even know who the X-Men are anymore.
Yeah.
There were people that were throwing, oh well, this is so and so, and she was in like this one comic book run, and I'm like, give me somebody I would recognize. Wolverine, great. Captain She-Beast, who can control the minds of badgers. I'm like, what? Anyway, no, I'm sorry, Debbie. I was just pulling names out of my butt. I made that character.
Oh, I was like, what?
Call me Stan Lee the Second, Captain She-Beast, controlling the minds of badgers.
Who's the actor that's if Blade ever gets made, what's his name? Blanking on his name.
McShala or
Yeah, so he was asked I assume it was press for Jurassic World. But he was asked the status of the Blade movie, like when is it going to film, or what is basically just what's the status of it. And he said, you're gonna have to talk to Marvel. He said, I'm ready to start.
They just
like,
can't
well,
get
yeah,
a script, and I'm like, how hard is it to write a
Right.
script
I'm like,
when you've got years? We're talking years of comics.
how many times?
Pick a comic run and go for it.
I mean, they announced this movie, 2019?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's been almost 7 years, 6 years. This point.
I don't know.
They've gone through like 5 or 6 directors, writers.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like why?
It's just
what
like,
is it about Blade that's so hard to write? I don't understand.
Well, look at Batman 2. Oh,
Right.
we just can't write a script.
Yeah.
Why the hell not? Why can't you write a script?
Yeah,
Yes, I swear like a sailor.
It's funny, Debbie. You'll find this funny. You'll find this funny because you've seen the Penguin. So, obviously, the other day, like last week, the actor who's going to be playing Clayface was casted, and I saw some people online saying, "Well, why is there going to be a Clayface movie before there's a Batman movie? That doesn't make any sense to have this character have a solo project." And I was like, we had a little show come out about 6-7 months ago. It's about 7 episodes with the Penguin. Had no Batman in it. I think he might have been referenced, but there was no footage of Batman.
Wasn't referenced till the very last episode.
Right. So, I mean, nothing Batman related at all. And that show was phenomenal. So, it's fine.
So, is Clayface a show or a movie?
It'll be a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least the first project.
Well, see, I don't mind that because, I get to know the character before he goes up against Batman or whoever.
Yeah.
So that I don't mind. See, I kind of wish they would have done that with the Eternals.
There you go.
Or at least a couple of them at a time. A show, a movie, I don't care.
And Luke had said this before. He said if they would have done the Eternals as an 8-part mini-series to where you could have spent some time with 1 or 2 of each of the characters in across the shows, and then have the last like 2 episodes be the big
Yeah,
Coming together.
conglomeration.
it would have been way better as a miniseries. Yeah,
It would
I
have
agree.
worked better.
Yeah, there was
So-
just too many people. I mean, I say that, and then James Gunn did very well with how he did Guardians.
Yeah,
Although there was only 5 or 6 of them.
Well, and
But
I think
still, we
no one
didn't.
had ever heard of him outside of comic fans.
I think what James did right though was that James, I mean, you got to look at the Guardians, and there have been so many people that have been, so many characters that have been in the Guardians of the Galaxy at one point or another. And I think James kind of took and he said, okay, this one is popular. The Rocket Raccoon, because he'll appeal to the kids and we can sell a lot of toys with him. The Big Tree for I Am Groot. He took ones that were recognizable. Like if you were to look at a comic book and just look at the cover and say Guardians of the Galaxy, oh, look, there's 1 or 2 of them right there. So he took some that were not necessarily the most popular, but some that were recognizable. And then when he said, okay, here's my team and I'm good with this team. He didn't change it at all. He jumped into the second movie and Mantis was added, and that was about it. You really didn't add anything else. And
it wasn't until
Mantis was
the holiday
added,
special, or
but Yondu was like
yeah,
destroyed. Yondu was gone. Now the problem, like I said, the problem I had with the X-Men movies was, you had the staple cast. You had Jean, and you had Cyclops, and Wolverine, and Rogue, but then you started adding, okay, well, here's Pyro, and here is Iceman, and here is, we're going to throw Colossus in this one. And then you jump into X-Men 3, and it was like, shoot, everybody's a mutant.
Yeah.
And it was like, so again, with me, as far as the X-Men goes, if it's done right, if you take characters, 1, that are recognizable, and 2, if you stick with just those central characters over the course of 3 or 4 movies, and I don't mean like take the ones recognizable. Oh, well, we've got 15 of them, and these, we've got
right.
Wolverine and Cyclops and
Just the
Jean,
core.
and
Yeah.
I mean, if you just take like 6, you can do, and 6 of them that includes Professor X. So 5 that are out doing things, and Professor X running things from behind the scenes.
I thought of that Sheldon Cooper joke on The Big Bang Theory, when he's asked if his friends are his X-Men, and he says that the X-Men were named after Professor X, so X-Men, and he said, "You guys would be my semen."
Yeah, my semen.
But
anyway,
let it be, folks. I
So
don't
like
want us to get censored.
and again, I'm anxious to see a cast. I have a feeling you will see Cyclops. I have a feeling you will see Jean, and I have a feeling you will see Wolverine, and probably Storm as well. Those are pretty much going to be your staples. I want them to do Rogue, but I want them to do Rogue as we knew her, not as a whiny little teenager. So
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they cast.
Well, and if they're gonna do I feel like, I guess they're not doing the movie. They're obviously not doing it before Avengers, because we would have already seen announcements. So maybe they get revealed in Secret Wars.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm, because they've already announced, for Secret Wars, they've announced that there's going to be a bunch of the characters from, obviously with Kelsey Grammer being there. Seems like there was 2 or 3 of them from the original.
Oh yeah, the
X-Men,
original. Yeah.
X-Men movies that are cast for Secret Wars.
Oh, James Marsden was Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen, yeah.
Patrick Stewart, I think, was one too.
Magneto.
Yeah.
So to sit there and say, okay, here are the old X-Men, and we're going to use this to boot the new X-Men. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Anyway, all right, let's talk about Jessica. see, we're about halfway through the first episode now, or first season.
It's like, did I fall asleep?
I
Did I
may have.
freeze?
We're about halfway through the first season at this point, and obviously, like Andrew said, we're going to stop for at least the next 3 weeks, because we got 2 weeks of
Ironheart.
Yeah, it'll be
Ironheart,
June 24th and then July 1st.
and then we get Fantastic Four. So, I would agree with you.
I prefer Luke Cage.
Ooh. Yeah, I like Jessica Jones. I think consistently between the two, because Luke Cage season 1 is really good. I think it loses a little momentum in season 2. Not a lot. Still better than Iron Fist, but that's a pretty low bar. So I heard the other day a fact about, I can't remember what Marvel movie it was, but they were supposed to have Iron Fist. They had like the casting and everything, and then for some reason it fell through, but I don't remember what Marvel movie that was. So why am I saying this? I don't know.
Why are you saying that?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
So in this episode, Jessica has decided now that she knows how to hide from Kilgrave in a supermax prison. And see, this is again something I don't get. I need to be put in a supermax, blah blah blah. I'm I'm gonna do all these horrible things, and I don't care what justice system that you're in. If they arrest you on suspicion of murder, you will not go to prison to start with. They will not stick you in a supermax to start with. You will be stuck in a county jail. You will be in with regular old inmates, and you will be there until your trial, which takes 6-8 months, and then
10 years.
6 to 8 months to get to your trial. And then once you've had the trial, then you're looking at a year or more that's passed. Hey, how's it going? And then all of a sudden it's like, then maybe you get to go to the Supermax prison. So it's not like she's gonna kill somebody and show up at the police station. They're gonna throw her directly in there.
Well, I figure she'll reveal that she's a superhuman or superhero or whatever, and that would land her in Supermax.
Now, before we get into all of this, I got to talk about Trinity, Carrie Ann Moss. The more I see of her in this one, and the more it's kind of revealed, she's kind of a
bitch.
Yeah, she really is.
I don't like her character at all.
I mean, you sitting there looking at her, and it's like, okay, she's wanting to get a divorce so she can marry this other girl, and maybe the ex is being, snotty or whatever. But then Jessica confronts her ex, and it's almost like, I don't know. There was something with her ex to where it was like, wait a minute. Am I rooting for the wrong person here? Should I be rooting for the ex? Because the ex is holding this thing over her head that obviously she's jury tampering,
bribing,
and bribery and all this other stuff. I'm like, wow, you are a not nice person in real life.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of her character.
No.
And moment of silence for Ruben. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Didn't care for him, but poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy.
Right.
And and even the sister. I've hated the sister up until now, but then when he's gone and you see how it's affecting her, you're like, oh, now I kind of feel bad for her.
Yeah. No.
Okay, well, never mind then. We'll find Eddie.
Well, only because it's on one of the Walking Dead shows. She plays a really big asshole. I
Okay.
mean, big asshole. So I don't care for her. The character, not the actress. But
imagine
yeah.
coming home and you just find a bloody body in your bed.
Oh wait, isn't she in The Boys too?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I started season 3 of
Erin
that.
Moriah. Yeah, she's in The Boys.
No. No. The sister.
Oh, I have no idea.
I started season 3, and that was a rough start for me on season 3. And then it was like I never went back to it, and that's been like almost a year now. So
Yeah, I don't know.
what is her name? Anyway, so yes. So obviously Kilgrave knows where she lives. He's in the Why didn't he use his powers on the brother and just tell the brother to go away? I mean, was it to leave a note for Jessica saying, "Hey, look, I've found you already," or
I think he's trying really hard not to use his powers. And by the way, it is the same lady.
okay.
She plays the head secretary there at the boys' headquarters.
Okay. Andrew, that is not a show that you watch with your mama at all.
Right.
In fact, that might be one of those shows where you shut your door, lock it, make sure that the blankets are shoved up underneath the thing, and turn off
And
all
you
the lights.
watch it on under your blanket.
Right.
If you've got headphones that hook up to your TV, pop those on
Yeah.
so that
But
they
then-
don't know what you're
but then-
watching.
If I see certain things, I don't have to go, whoa.
Oh, you will see certain things.
Oh. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see some certain
Hey,
things.
you know what? I just watched 28 Years Later. I've seen
No.
some things, all right?
Has nothing on this. I don't care what's going on. This nothing.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So anyway,
I don't know if that made me more or less excited.
You say jealousy. I don't know necessarily that it was jealousy. I think at this point, Kilgrave is showing his hand, and he's saying, "Look, I can get at you." Because I mean, obviously,
He doesn't need his powers to get at her.
He's at this point, he wants her there. He wants her in this house that he just bought, which is her home, her old home. And I think it's more of this is how I'm going to get around to it. This is how I'm going to get you to pay attention to me.
But I think he was jealous. I have to agree with Joe Schmo.
Okay.
Because as soon as Reuben, with his banana walnut bread, Kilgrave asked him why. Well, because I love her.
Oh,
And then you see that little twinge of from David Tennant, it's just like, oh, this is not going to end well.
There were so many points in this episode too, to where Jessica had him, and she could have just reached out and grabbed him, choked the life out of him, broke his neck, done something to get rid of Kilgrave. And I mean, especially in the police station, the whole scene in the police station, I'm like, get him, just punch him in the heart and smash his heart,
But she needs him alive to get
She needs to get hope on.
out of prison.
Yeah.
But and I have a little, just a little rant.
No, go for it. We like rants.
I'll stay silent this time.
When they find Reuben, it's Malcolm and Jessica, and she's laid in bed, right? And then she sees him, and then she gets up, she's got blood all over her hands. She's got blood on her back. And then, she does this and then brings her hand down. There's no blood and there's no blood on her hands. And I'm like,
where did it go?
I was like, hello, where her face should be covered in blood. And then she's walking away. There's no blood on she must have went to the bathroom really quick. But that was my only little. I don't notice stuff like that all the time. So when I do notice it, I'm like, what the hell?
It's usually big and noticeable. The continuity.
Well, it was to me because I was like, why is she putting her hand up to her mouth when her hand's covered in blood?
See, okay,
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. That's crazy.
But if she would have got him at the thing, his for lack of a better word, spell would have been broken. They all would have dropped their guns, but they would not have, because he left and he said everybody's going to laugh at this hysterically and it's going to be a big joke. But they were all very conscious about what was going on and what was happening. And if she had killed him, they would have dropped their guns and said, "Oh my God, what was that?" And there would have been a slew of witnesses that would have said, yeah, this guy was screwy and we're not exactly sure what happened, but we were not in control of anything. And stuff was about to go down. She could have taken Kilgrave out, I think. And yes, it kept playing in the back of my mind. No, she's got to hold him for Hope. She needs Hope to get out of jail and blah, 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 blah. And I get that. But at the same token, I'm like, don't you want to end this, right? Finish it.
Well, and do you think also from like his perspective, obviously Jessica's, needs him alive. Do you think sometimes he does stuff because does he, I would assume he still has feelings for her in some degree.
Oh, big time.
So
because
from his perspective, maybe this is an act of love.
He does love her.
Right.
Obsession, love, it's a little fine line there to what he has. But the only reason, because I think she even asked him about it, why don't you just control me or something like that?
Yeah.
And he says, no, I want you to come basically your own free will. I want you to come live with me in your old house, which, hello, that's creepy.
Creepy.
even though she ends up there, even though she goes there.
But I mean, okay, going back to the point, you don't even. I keep seeing Joe Schmo up here, and thank you for the comment. It's great. But I keep thinking too. I'm like, you don't even have to kill him. If you punch him just right, you knock him unconscious, and then he loses control. Then guess what? He's not gonna go unconscious and then just wake up just like that. He will be unconscious. Handcuff him. Close his eye, tape his eyes shut, tape his mouth shut, do whatever. Shoot him up with the drugs you've been trying to shoot him up with, and haul him off to the little cell that you've got made for him. There are ways out of this. Sometimes these superheroes
they
dumb.
overanalyze. I don't know if she's thinking, okay, so he's not going to try and use his powers on me. He wants me to come of my own free will. How can I use that against him? Is what I assume she's thinking. I don't know, because I am not a smart woman. So, by any means,
I agree. I think sometimes when it's too easy, like for instance at the police station, how she had access to him right there. I agree, Deb. I think you start to overanalyze, like, oh, well, there's this and there's this and there's this, when she could have easily just got him right there and taken him to get Hope. I mean. But also too, from a show standpoint, we're only on episode 7.
Yeah,
I mean,
we need the rest of the show to happen.
So. Right.
It's like those memes you see where it says something, and then directed by George Lucas. It's just one panel.
Right. It's like it
changed the dialogue a little bit, and it says directed by George Lucas.
Yeah. It's like, no, Anakin will take him before the Senate. Oh, okay.
All right, sounds good. Directed by George Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. It's just I don't know if it's just, when you, because a lot of shows I watch, especially true crime murder documentaries, I love that stuff. And I'm thinking, as I'm watching this stuff and you're seeing what that person's going through, and I'm thinking to myself, now why the hell would you do that? So I don't know if I like put myself in her shoes and I'm thinking, why wouldn't you do this? Why?
This is something like that, though. That's something why you would never want to cross Debbie. Because if Debbie walks by, she knows where to put the body. She knows how to get rid of the body, and she knows how to cover up all of her tracks.
That's why I said, should we be worried with her liking all these documentaries and stuff?
That's why I have her as my co-host. She's my backup. She's my bodyguard, for crying out loud.
That's right.
All right.
Hey, I watch trials too. On YouTube. Just got done watching the Karen Reed trial. So
she's like a carpenter building stairs. She's thinking one step ahead.
Yeah.
I am not that smart, people. Believe me.
Now, see, she tells us that, so when we get caught in her tracks, we think, oh, she's not going to think this.
So when she does get caught and go to trial, we can be character. She's not that smart. She keeps telling us she's not that smart.
I'm old. I'm losing my memory.
She's frail. Her eyes don't work.
And then she'll be like Frank.
I'm blind as a bat.
She'll be like Frank. She gets off, and then she's like, no, I don't like this, and then just adds to it. And we're like, oh, God, Debbie.
Walk into a room, I have no clue why. I could be in mid-sentence and be like, the fuck was I talking about?
I had it 2 or 3
I have
times.
that all the time. Yeah.
I had it 2 or 3 times at the office today. I stood up and I was like, I got up for something, and I can't for the life of me remember what I stood up for. And I'm
see what you have to look forward to, Andrew, when you get old.
Right. No, I did. Yeah, I already have that. So
it sucks, big time.
But then you also had the cop back there too, and he's staking out Kilgrave's digs.
Now that guy just want a bitch slap. I'm sorry. Why does he think he can take?
He sat there and told her,
Trisha,
when I see him, I'll let everybody know. When I find him, I'll let everybody know. And when I see him come to this place, I'll let her. The whole time he's sitting there watching him, and he knew it. He knew it. He knew who that was.
I assume he thinks he's going to be able to take him out, save Trish, because they're Vodio Dodoing, and which I've seen enough of that. I don't need to see another one. They started the episode off with that, and I was like, come on.
And that was amazing. Why do they always say that? That was amazing. Every time.
Woo! Never had that before.
I kind of zoned out. What are we talking about?
Andrew, put your headphones on. The adults need to talk tonight.
Oh, my.
Oh, that was so amazing. Anyway.
Best I ever had.
Yeah, it started off with that, and of course they all get wind of her plan to go to the Supermax prison, and the only way he's going to be able to get at her is to get in there himself, and then they'll both just basically he's like, I'm going to go throw myself in the Phantom Zone. He will follow me there, and then he can't bother anybody else. He'll just have to deal with me, and
I just don't see how that works. I really don't.
I really have no.
Because once he gets in there, he can. The guard that's walking him in, he can control the guard.
He'll do exactly what he did in the police station. He will get in there, and you need to let Jessica Jones go free. Both of us need to go free. We're both innocent, and then they'll just walk right on out. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, I didn't understand her line of thinking. I think she is just so focused, or I don't even know if she's focused. She is so rattled by him that even though he's not even trying, he's still in her head. And, you know, he's living rent free in her head. So
And then she's got all this stuff going on with Luke, and
You know, I've got that
that's
problem
a
with
thing.
ladies all the time. I'm just living rent free in their heads. It's just so. It's just
For those of you just listening, I am nodding my head no in a
You can
furious
see-
manner.
Actually, look at this tattoo I got on my girlfriend's name today.
Yeah, it's
is
not
she
there.
Klingon? Is it a bird of prey?
No,
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
it's
There's nothing there.
Yeah. Oh, I got that. I got it.
See, I wouldn't know.
Debbie, it took me a minute, but I got that one.
She's right here.
See, I come up with these good Star Trek jokes and nobody gets them.
I got
No.
it. I got it. It took,
It
me a
took
minute.
you a minute. It took you longer than it should have.
I got it. I got it. She's up in Canada, right? Doing some modeling.
Yeah, she goes to a different school, guys. All right.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, she after the whole police station fiasco, she finally succumbs to him. What did she? Oh, the diary. She saw the diary, and we kind of got a glimpse into her, I guess, lack of a better word, foster mother. Was it a foster mother?
Trisha's mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lady that took
Yeah.
her in, basically.
Yeah, she's a real.
God, she's horrible. She's a horrible person too. This
So it
show's
sounds like
just
we
full of them.
I think we found ladies that Debbie dislikes more than Karen, which I did not think was possible.
This is true. This is true.
I didn't think that would be possible. You add up. Well, actually, you know what? Individually, no, but you add them all up, and it's more than Karen.
But yeah, she finds her diary, and I guess that kind of clues her into. Oh, she finds her diary, and it's wrapped in the box that she was.
What's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box? Andrew just watched 7 today.
I'm so proud of you.
So
I was not fired, so and I sent photo proof to David, so he didn't just think I just said I did. I actually took the time to put the DVD in. I fast forwarded about an hour and took the picture, took the DVD out.
So did you love it?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was great. A little freaky at times. I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh well, Debbie, you watch all that stuff all the time. You're like, all right.
yeah. Nothing
No.
phases me anymore. I like watching autopsies, so you know.
There you go.
Nope.
My goal, one of my bucket lists, is to actually watch an autopsy live. I've only seen them on TV, so
That's a wow. All right. Some people do like skydiving, scuba diving. Debbie's over here going,
hell
"I
no,
wanna watch."
no. Sharks, no. Skydiving, no parachute. Hello, no.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing: you don't need a parachute to go skydiving. You need a parachute to go skydiving twice.
Actually, and if you do go skydiving and your parachute fails, you've got the entire rest of your life to figure out how to fix it.
That's right. Well, it was like I went.
All I can think of is
Point Break.
No. Mission Impossible. Henry Cavill. Is that Fallout?
Yeah.
And they're skydiving down to this place. He gets hit by lightning before his chute opens, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that would be awful." Luckily, Tom saved him, but and I was like, "No."
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, the box is in the box that she dug up when Luke's wife was killed. And it's the diary she had when she was a little girl that was given to her by what's her name's mom. So she knew it was that house. And I think maybe I didn't see it right, but Trish looks like she's been being abused by her mom.
Proof of life.
There she
Life. Chewie's like, what the fuck?
She's like, wait.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's fine. But I'm guessing her mom is abusing her as well. Not just.
Well, did you see the bruise
she
on
had a
Trish's
bruise.
neck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Trish is being abused as well.
Yeah,
So,
her mom's not a nice lady. It's all about the
She's-
money and what she can get out of it.
she's a piece of work for sure.
And can we talk about, so Malcolm goes and dumps Ruben's body, rest in peace,
Mhm.
in the river. Of course, Jessica's not thrilled about this at all. And she jumps in, and evidently, now this I would have liked to have seen, because we've seen worse from Wilson Fisk. Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
No, you're right. Just recently.
She rips off his head.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Walk
holy
me to the
shit.
police station here. Put me in prison.
Oh my
Throw me
God. I
away.
would have loved to have seen that. That would have been awesome. But she's the hero. We can't see him do anything like that. That would have been great. That'd have been Wilson Fisk level.
And then she'd pull out these moves.
But see, again, you couldn't. Debbie, I'm with you. I've seen too many crime shows. They would have been able to say, "Oh, well, that the cut was made that killed him, but the tear off the head thing that was done post mortem. So you just did that to the body, and your prints are not. Look, we found the blade. Your prints are not on the blade. Your DNA is nowhere." There's no defensive wounds on the character, on the victim, blah 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 blah. On yourself, nothing is missing. She would have got off on it, whether she wanted to or not.
Well, no, they would have said he unalived himself. I don't know if I can say that word on TV.
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
That he unalived himself because fingerprints, everything is going to be the Rubens.
Right. So it still wouldn't have worked, Jessica. I'm sorry. You've got the armchair quarterbacks over here, and we've seen crime shows, and we know how the justice system works.
Well, and I think she comes up with this stuff when she's in one of her drunken stupors.
Yeah, you know what sounds like a great idea?
I didn't know you
I'm
was doing
gonna
an
go
impression.
drive down the road. Hold my beer while I do that, okay?
Oh, God.
Oh,
It was
Lord.
still a good episode.
It was a great episode. I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
Well, now you watched this the evening after watching Dark Knight, so anything would be like, this is great.
Yeah, this is true.
Quit saying it, because I keep thinking Batman.
It's not Batman.
It's not
I know it's
Batman.
not Batman, but
It's a UK.
Dark Knight Batman.
Actually, Pam was telling us. So in the UK, it was called Dark Knight. So in America, it was called the Darkest Night.
Darkest Night.
So technically, that still sounds actually more Batman, but whatever. You know.
So what's next week? Oh,
Oh,
I guess
Flight
we'll
of the
find
Navigator.
out.
We'll get there. Hold your thoughts. Did we? Speaking of which, did we miss anything, Debbie? We good? Other than the fact that she succumbed and she's now going home to Kilgrave.
What? The cop was out there, wasn't he?
And the cop saw her
Mhm.
go in. Yeah. So now he's going to go.
He's
run,
an
he's gonna
idiot.
go run to his woman and say she turned herself in. Harry Potter turned himself into Voldemort. And
That guy's an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't care how good the Bodio Dodoan is. He's an idiot.
We do have a fan question if we want to get to that.
okay, yeah,
Oh,
you can.
Go ahead.
Go for it. We like fan
So,
questions.
this is from Amy. Her question is, which of the OG Avengers and which of the new Avengers would be most likely to lie on their dating profile?
Bucky. On
There we
both
go.
accounts.
Well, Steve would have
No.
No, Steve wouldn't lie. He
I'm
would
gonna
put his
go.
actual age.
I'm gonna go with both. I'm gonna go with both of the widows. I'm gonna go with Florence and with ScarJo because that's their business. They're spies. That's what they do.
True.
Robert Downey Jr. and I just know this
See,
because
I don't think Iron Man has a reason to lie.
yeah,
He's
see,
so big
Iron
with his
Man has
ego.
he's full of himself.
Steve would put his actual age, and people would think he was lying. But he doesn't know to lie. He would just be like, "Yeah, I'm 120."
And Banner is like the little sweet nerdy guy, so he wouldn't lie. Hawkeye maybe, but because he would be like, "Yeah, I'm an Avenger. Which one are you? I'm the Hulk." Because he doesn't want to be
the Green Arrow.
Green Arrow. I mean,
wrong franchise. Sorry.
But then, and then the new one, the new Avengers. Are you talking
Red
about
Guardian?
The Thunderbolt?
Oh yeah, you would have
all of them, every one of them,
except Taskmaster. She couldn't lie.
Well, she couldn't lie, but yeah, I would say every one of them.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go. Awesome. Great question. Shameless plugs. What do we got tonight, Debbie?
Tomorrow night we have an episode. Oh no, wait a minute. I don't know if there's a Sith Dominion tomorrow night or not. I have not heard. Over on the Sith Dominion podcast here on YouTube. Wednesday we'll have another episode of War of the Stars. Thursday we will be back. And man, I got some ranting to do on these two episodes. Clone Wars episodes.
Is it 6 and 7?
6 and 7. It's the droids.
4, 5.
Is it 5?
6 and 7.
6
and 7.
Yeah, I have some ranting to do about that. And that's on Cantina Happy Hour Thursday nights with us. Friday, I do not know about Star Trek. We were supposed to have a show last Friday, and John ran out of gas on the highway.
Oh God. Well, okay, I wondered because I saw it was scheduled for 7. It was like 7:30, and no life. I'm like,
yeah, he texted us and he sent us a picture on the map where he was stuck on the highway. I was like, "How do you run out of gas?" He goes, "The gauges don't work."
Well, yeah.
How old is your car?
Hey. The car I used, the gauge used to be broke, so I'd have to look at the fuel used and guesstimate.
I had a friend in college who the gauges didn't work.
It's fixed now, so
and he had one of the odometer on it was it was an older car, but the odometer was like a mechanical odometer, so the numbers would flip. So when he would fill up, he would write down how many miles he had when he filled up. And then when it got down to a certain amount, he could look at it's been, X amount of miles since I filled up. I probably better go get filled up again.
Yeah.
Now see,
it was a pain, but
anybody that knows me knows I suck at math, so that would not work for me. It would have to be fixed immediately. Not that I go anywhere. I home, work,
anyway,
grocery store. That's it.
There you go.
What else?
Friday,
Saturday.
Do we have a snack-a-me coming up Friday?
That
or was that last week?
That was last week. Sailor Moon. Yes.
Yeah, there's a Sailor Moon episode for Snack-a-me or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Saturday. One of the times my mouth and brain actually work together. Geek Gauntlet on Saturday. And then Monday, we will not be talking Jessica Jones. We'll be talking about the first 3 episodes of Ironheart.
Because they all premiere tomorrow night on Disney.
Well, next Sunday night on the Game of Focus YouTube channel, we will be discussing the 80s sci-fi movie, Flight of the Navigator.
Oh,
I like that movie.
You know what? I think it's one of those I've seen before, but it's been a long time, so I'll definitely give it a rewatch.
I think I watched it a couple months ago.
I watched it when Disney. The last time I watched it was when Disney Plus first launched, and I was going through all the old Disney movies. I was like, okay, what do I want to watch first? Oh yeah, I was catching up on some good Disney movies, Disney movies before they started sucking.
There you go. Well, David, you'll be happy to know that the following Sunday we'll be discussing Snow White. So, no,
I'll be sick
I'm
that
kidding,
Sunday.
Debbie. I'm kidding.
The
I'll
new
be
one?
sick.
I'm kidding. No.
I sat through that
Oh God,
This-
why?
Oh,
this
geez.
past weekend.
Why?
I watched it
Why?
just to see. I wanted to make sure I could trash it if I
I-
you know, I could
Right,
not-
right. You
back
have
it
to be
up.
able to actually
I'm
have
not
the-
doing
it up.
anything to add to the numbers of that movie. But
You know what's
You
funny?
do-
Someone joked.
you do
I
you,
saw-
boo.
I saw it was it was a tweet where Snow White was on the top 10 chart on Disney Plus, was at number 1, and the caption was like, Disney, don't take this as people love this movie, take it as no one saw it in the theater and they were waiting for it to be able to be able to watch for free.
They wanted to
Like-
watch it for free.
Well, it's
This
kind of
is
like the whole Madam Web had in its first like quarter, whatever, had better streaming numbers than Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, yeah, because no one saw Madam Web in the theater, and everyone saw Deadpool and Wolverine in the theater.
I did. Well, because we were talking about it. But,
True, I didn't see it in the theater, but
But
We
yeah,
didn't
there
talk
was
about-
only
we didn't talk
we
about
never
Madam
talked
Web.
about Madam Web actually.
We never talked about Madam Web.
You think? Well, Craven, y'all did. I didn't.
Craven.
I didn't.
We did do
Yeah,
Craven.
we never did. We never discussed Madam
never
Web
did
'cause
Madam
David
Web.
hasn't seen it.
I still haven't. To this day, I have not seen it.
I thought we did.
No,
We
see,
didn't touch that piece of
Yeah.
crap.
Well, at any rate,
Yeah,
the
you
only
had to
two
put it. You had to
Yeah.
put it on the docket.
The only two things I liked about the Snow White movie was Bashful, very adorable, and the two songs that were from the original.
I
Mm.
think if I were to sit down and watch it, there's one thing that I would really really enjoy about it, and that would be the end credits.
I knew where that was going. No, what we need to do, because sometimes I'll see these movie edits on like TikTok where it's like the whole movie in 4 minutes, so it's like sped up. I'll find that of Snow White, and when I do, David, I'll send it to you so you can say watch the whole thing in 4 minutes, and then
Yeah, you better find one that's under 60 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say that movie would keep my attention for 4 minutes.
even though if it's like you know,
Yeah, I had a very hard time.
I
Getting
may
through it.
well, I may eventually watch it just because I've seen all of the live action remakes at this point, and I've sat through some doozies. It can't be worse. It can't be worse than Peter Pan and Wendy.
I haven't seen
That
that.
movie.
one.
I
that
don't
movie
know.
was
Peter
awful. That
Peter
movie
Pan and
was
Wendy was awful, but I have not heard anything that makes me think that Snow White's going to be better.
Yeah,
So-
that's true. Yeah, gosh.
I sat through Peter Pan and Wendy mainly because
Like I said-
I like the story of Peter Pan.
Yeah.
So
There's like enjoyable bads, and then there's I want to pull my eyes out bad. You know.
plus
But we'll see.
I'm still on my pirate kick. So Captain Hook,
Yeah,
hey, pirates. Hello, pirates.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight then, right here on MCU Mondays. Go over to all of our socials on Feast of Fandoms. We're on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
TikTok is back. Yeah.
TikTok is back and we're kicking butt with the TikToks. Go like and subscribe. When you go to YouTube, hit that little bell icon for notifications so you know when we do go live on things like this. We will see all of you next Monday night right here on MCU Mondays. Y'all all have a great rest of your week.
Shit! Language. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language. I know. For gosh sake, watch your language. That's not going away anytime soon.
You bet your ass.
Steve, you said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone?
Outwit the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romano?
Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?